Hello, today I'm gonna show you how to work with the spreadsheet file. I would like to share with you the details, how you can construct the spreadsheet, what are the directives used in the spreadsheet, which can influence the import of the data. So I have my import example again, which is available on Live Network or directly in our product. And I have also the Enterprise Maps instance running. So the structure of the spreadsheet file is that on every sheet we are representing one of the artifact types. So for example, here this is the business function artifact. Every sheet has on the first rows some kind of a header which includes the directives which are represented by this option, and there is always some value. Then there is the header which tells the enterprise maps which attribute from the artifact will be filled with the data. So the usual structure of the sheet is again that there is some option section, then there is the header which describes all the attributes and relationships, and then there are the data itself. So what you have to do in order to successfully import the data. So first of all, you have to specify the artifact type which you will be using. So there are multiple ways how to do this. So either the whole Excel file has the name of the artifact type, or the sheet itself has the name of the artifact type. Or you can use the option directive, which can be seen, for example, here on this sheet, which specifies the artifact type name using the option SDM name artifact type name. So here it's the operating system artifact. So this, for example, on this sheet, we will simply update or create the operating system artifacts and fill it with the lifecycle stage, which is specified here. So the SDM name is specified here. On other sheets, as you can see, this directive is missing because the sheet has the name of the artifact type, so you don't need to specify it in the option section at the top. How to find out what is the artifact type name? So it's simple. So if you go to your EM instance and you list some artifact types, so if I take, for example, application components, then in the URL you will see artifact type application component artifact. If I go back to the Excel sheet, this is the name which appears in the sheet, application component artifact. So again, in the URL, you have the artifact type equals application component artifact. That's the name which needs to appear somewhere in the sheet. So the options are that the whole Excel file names application component artifact, or the sheet itself. If you have multiple sheets in one Excel file, like in this example, the sheet has the name of the artifact type. Or if you want to use some, let's say, a human readable name of the sheet, like in this case, you can specify the artifact type in the option header, in the header of the sheet. There are other options which can be used in the header section of the sheet. So here are other examples. So Useful option is skip row when empty first cell. This is saying that if in the column A, if the cell is empty, all the other informations are ignored. So if I do something like this, then those data are not taken into account during the import and they are ignored. This is useful for some notes or descriptions in your sheets. Also, it's good when you are constructing the sheets using the formulas, and there are cases when you have empty lines. So with this option, those empty lines will be simply skipped. Another option is the constant column. So in case that there is the attribute from the artifact which will have the same value for all the data, all the rows in your sheet, then you don't need to specify it per each row, and you can define the constant column. So in this case, because for the operating system artifact we are using the same lifecycle process, there is the constant column which defines, okay, we will use the system software lifecycle which will be the same for all those values. The same is with the lifecycle stage approved, and the only thing or the only value which will be different is the lifecycle stage, and this is already defined as a separated specific column here with specific values per each artifact. Another option or last option, which is also very important, is used on, for example, this overview tab. So in case you want to use the sheets which will contain some documentation or screenshot or something which will simply be used for the people which will be using this sheet and will not be, and the information on those sheets will not be relevant for the import, then there is very useful option which is ignore. And in such case, the whole sheet, the whole content of the sheet will be simply ignored. So this is used on all those sheets which represents the data exported from your system, which is, for example, the application, servers, and contacts. These are the sheets which are used only as the source of the information for the enterprise maps data which are specified on all the other sheets. So this is the last excuse me, this is the last option. All those options can be found in the documentation. So if you go to documentation, search, and you put there the keyword spreadsheet, it will return some options. And the second one, spreadsheet template options. You can see that here are all the options described together with the example. Okay, so last information I would like to share with you is the situation when you have to build your spreadsheet from scratch. So you have simply nothing. Here you have some example, which is great, but in most cases you will start from scratch with simply empty Excel. So how to somehow, what is the first step? So in enterprise maps, we have prepared couple of spreadsheet templates. So if you go to artifacts, there is the artifact which names spreadsheet templates. It's hidden in show more. It's here, spreadsheet templates. If you click on it, it will display all the available templates. So you can see that there is the application component template, applications, contact template, contact, data centers, persons, servers template. Sometimes it's Excel, sometimes it's CSV. So we can accept both types of data. So let's take a look at the servers. So if I download the file, open it in the Excel, then you have very nice template where you have again some overview section which describes how to use the file and what it represents, and then there are some very brief but useful demo data which shows you how you can structure the Excel file for the servers. Another way how to get the information, because for example here you have, okay, I have some data, but what about what if there is something missing, like relationships? How can I define them? It's not represented here, so I don't know how to do that. So another way how to work with the spreadsheet is if you list the artifacts which you are interested in. So in our case, it's the server artifact. Let's switch to our domain, which we created before. And if I select a couple of artifacts here, under the three dots, there is the save as CSV. So I can save or export those artifacts as a CSV file, which can be easily open in Excel. And here I can already see basically all available information. So if the data are filled in enterprise maps, there they will be represented here. So so what we can see. So first of all, the name of the file has the name of the artifact. So is the server artifact. CSV file is the server artifact. So there is no need for any options. You can't use options in the CSV, of course. So it has to be defined in as the file name. Then there is the header. So it's this, which says, okay, here is the name, version, domain, owner, some description, and here is the relationship. What is it saying to me? It's saying that I'm using the relationship assigned from, that the target artifact is data center artifact, and that the property or attribute which will how this artifact in the data centers will be identified is name. So you can edit it. It's not a problem. You can if you know how to bind it, you can if it's more useful for you, you can use description here. Sometimes it's useful. Every artifact has UUID, so it's the unique identifier in the whole enterprise maps. So it's probably the best option, but in most cases the name attribute is the most used use case here. So this is how the relationship is defined. If you want to see some other relationship, you have to define it first in the enterprise maps. If the relationship is empty, it won't appear in the CSV file. At the UUID, you can see other useful directive which can be used directly in the header, and that's this key equals true, which is saying one simple thing, and that is that in case that there is some existing artifact in an enterprise maps with this UUID, then don't create a new one, just update the existing one. In UID, it's pretty straightforward and it's clear, more or less. But it's used in our example. It's used at the name case. Let me find here. So here you can see that we use the same directive, key equals true at the name attribute, which is saying, okay, if there is some, in this case, infrastructure service which has this name, then do not create a new one, just update the existing one. And in this case, we are updating just the relationships. So, okay, what will be updated is, okay, if there is some artifact with this name in enterprise maps, put their new relationship to the application component, which has the name specified in this column. And the relationship will be used by. So that's the approach. So again, just to summarize it, if you don't know how what values can be used in the sheet, there is nothing easier than to go to the artifact view, select a couple of, or create some artifact first, of course. If you don't have, you can use the demo data or whatever. Select them here, save as CSV, save it, observe what is possible, copy paste it to your sheet, and you are fine, you are done. Okay, that's all for today. What we have covered are the options in the spreadsheet, how to get all the information regarding the options, where to get the artifact type names, where to get the templates, if there is no template, how to get the data which can be used in the sheet. So now you should be able to create the sheets from scratch. Thank you for watching.